Game on, die Damen. Last minute sweep against Team ReGen. We are once again in the winner bracket of the North American playoffs for Division S Season 2. The winner bracket semi-final. We already had one and saw a team advance to the winner bracket final. Now last minute sweep and Team ReGen are both fighting to meet them there and have a chance to win the winner bracket, decide them in their favor, and make it into the grand final. On the left side, last minute sweep with Farts on Abatha, Destructible on Whitemane, Carbon on Tychus, Flyest Raven on Zeratul, and Nintori on Arthurs. Cool setup actually, the good old Zeratul Abatha, but also Abatha Arthurs can be pretty annoying. Noah on Deathwing, Hocho on Anuburak, we have Porky on Rhaegar, Troy on Greymane, and Funz is playing Sonya. Team ReGen did pretty well actually in the previous round. They stopped their opponent with a 3-0. Now they go up against a bit of a tougher opponent here. And it should be a fun series to be sure. I mean, for the time being, obviously it's all about like a Deathwing on the right side. We have still this Abatha Zeratul setup here that can be nasty with the rotations. But it's a spicy draft for sure, and let's see what they can pull off here. Well, we have, again, the Cleave variation of the build. If you watch the the European playoffs, then you've seen quite a bit of Zeratul action, especially Tai and Dino playing the heroes multiple times. And most of them didn't go into the Cleave plays any longer. Both variations are, of course, still solid. But for the North American setup here, the Greater Cleave on level 1, we will see also the Void Slash on level 16 coming off with it. But outside of that, I wouldn't really expect too many Cleave talents here. Level 1 for Abatha. Yeah, Pyjama Thua up at the top with the Pressurized Glance. 1 minute mark is in, which means that the Pumpkin Camps have just now spawned. And ergo, we have immediately both teams making a play for it. Porky running straight into the bush. The Toxic Nests were already there and spotted him. And there's that. Quick heads up, again, if this is the first game that you're watching of the playoffs, once more the quick PSA that we actually do not see Zul played because Zul is banned. There's a bug with Jailers, one of his talents, the skeletons do way too much damage, so he is completely taken out of the tournament and is not going to be played at all. And guys, if you're currently watching on YouTube, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up if you like the coverage here. Definitely helps to promote the channel a little bit. And if you want to support the channel, best thing that you can actually do right now is check out the description and check out that raid link. As we're seeing kills coming in against the Nuburak. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is probably the best thing that you can do right now to support the channel. So it's a easy way to just like spend 3-4 minutes. Helps me a lot. Just play through the tutorial until the dragon fight and then you're done. Supports me directly, doesn't cost you a dime. And if you have a double monitor setup, you can do all of that while you're watching the game at the same time. So easy peasy. Concentrating on the game itself though, we have a couple of very interesting level 4 choices. I mean, damn. We are looking at Prolific Dispersal as the level 4 talent, so no Needle Spine. That doesn't necessarily shock. I mean, Abatha has seen a couple of changes and you can go more into a Toxic Nest setup. But if you think about it, we are looking at a Zeratul combo with Abatha, and that normally means that you get Needle Spine on level 4 so that you can get way more aggressive with Abatha when he supplies and supports Zeratul and can get his damage done. The next thing is that we are actually having In the Rhythm for Tychus, which is insane. I mean, the bigger they are gets played all the time. I've seen it in the rhythm on the European side, but that was played in an in-house setup, which is of course where you can test some stuff, you can just fun around a little bit, but in every single actual game, nice interrupt here, damn. In every single actual game, it's always the bigger they are, and I mean for good reason. You can burn down a hit point pool so quickly up to the threshold, and then together with the rest of the team, you just eliminate the target. There's a reason why the bigger they are. It's just the standard, pretty much. I mean, every now and then you can walk away from this, but I don't really think this is the game to try that out. Either way, I guess we're finding out sooner rather than later. Double channel. And it's actually kind of wild if you think about this for a second, how they just exchanged those two. I mean, we were locked out against Rhaegar, that could even lead to a kill, but it seems like Porky is going to get away. The interesting part, though, is that despite the fact that with all the heroes that focused onto the bot lane, the red team was able to lock in the altar here, they lost top left, top right, which usually doesn't happen because you have a top left, top right exchange, but in this case, that didn't pan out. So with an Abatha setup, last minute sweep now has gotten 2 of the early game altars, which is pretty impressive. The build that we see for Deathwing, pretty much the traditional Dragon Soul into Heatwave into Skyfall. See that obviously a lot. With level 7, we now also have Seeker in the Dark. And at level 4, Rending Cleave actually still came through for them. So, yeah. They even go for the invade on the camp. I mean, currently Team ReGen is starting to become a bit more aggressive. And keep in mind, they actually won the previous round with a 3-0. An easy peasy victory for them. Mule on level 7 now for Abathur as well. So they can try to mule this up a little bit whenever those bell towers take damage. It's definitely going to be a huge asset for them throughout the game. Maybe on this map a little bit less than on a lot of other maps, but it definitely still counts. Can play the game a bit differently, and of course the red team has to ensure that they actually go straight in for the full conversion on the bell tower if they ever go in for the damage. Since if they don't do that, Abathur is going to deal with it quickly. Level 10 abilities are going to be the next step for our two teams. And let's see if they can actually pull it off. There's the Howling Blast connect already. Arthur's has also gone into a bit of a weird setup here. I mean, on level 4 we have the Icy Talons now. Don't see that all that often for the hero. Yes, he has the Abathur support, but normally when that's the play, then Rune Tap is going to be picked for Arthur's. But he has the Icebound Fortitude. He is the main tank. If you're seeing an auto attack style, it's usually just as a side lane. Then in Europe, for example, you don't see him as a main tank at all anyways. But again, NA, different meta for a reason. Alright, Deathwing is already flying in, trying to zone so they can steal this away. And stealing both is pretty much unheard of. I mean, this point, they get both of those channels. That's a bit nuts. Last minute sweep, they have of course the problem that they're running Abathur, which is the main reason why Team ReGen is playing so aggressive in these fights before level 10, because they know they can. The Slug is getting cooked too. Where the hell are we? In France or what's going on here? Yeah, that's already a pretty neat setup against Flyer's Raven. But yeah, cooked Slug is of course, well, with a good sauce maybe. Red wine sauce, slugs. Sounds like a good idea to me. Probably pretty tasty. I had slugs already in France, and I gotta say, that shit tastes pretty good. Tastes like mussels here, seriously. So yeah. 20 stacks for, I was about to say Jimmy, but I meant Tychus. Now we have the level 10 abilities for both teams, of course. Again, the Bellowing Roar is in. Tychus, as we're talking about him, he's actually down. Sonya took him apart, but the bigger story is actually unfolding at the bottom of the map, since the red team is making a play for this setup. They can't really take it down. They're trying to win the fight, though. I mean, Zeratul is chasing them. Void Prison, interesting. And that's a Porky kill? No, it's not. Porky is on the run. Run, piggy, run! Oh my god, it's pretty much just him going through an obstacle course, but Zeratul comes in with the Seeker of the Dark and then eliminates him. Nearly another kill against Greymane. Scratched nearly. Greymane is down. Zeratul is murdering them. It's so weird to me to see Void Prison taken as a talent level 10, since for the last year and a half or so we've seen in Europe more or less exclusively, maybe not quite exclusively, but for a long time now, it was 95% only Might of Nerazim plays, and just seeing what a good Zeratul player can do with that, especially when he has Abathur support, is just nasty. But in this case, they're trying to set it up with a Void Prison, so fair enough. I mean, it's working for them. It's 4 kills against 2. They just fired another 4 shots over to the core, so we're even in core points now. 28 against 28. So after level 10, when Abathur got his copy, they started to really just, I don't want to say dominate just yet, but they definitely came quite back into this. Noah already with the Bellowing Roar here. They'd probably expect more of an engage, which isn't the case here. 34 stacks for Tychus, as he's trying to get the minigun through. But yeah, Deathwing is just sitting tight here still. I mean, let's look at the damage output for just a moment. We have 13,000 for Deathwing, 14,000 for Tychus himself. And Zeratul is sitting at 13k only, but he's of course the one who delivered a lot of the damage here, together with Abathur, who himself is sitting at 14,000. Alright. And off we go. 28 versus 28. And let's check this out. Up at the top, Abathur is soaking the mid lane. So far so good. Everybody else is looking towards the bottom of the map. Camps are not spawning anytime soon, so there's not going to be a battle for the pumpkins or anything. And there's the push. I mean, already Soma transference. Deathwing is coming in now as well. Yeah, the fight is actually starting to pop off. So, Noah is already starting to drop the bellowing roar. They go for Tychus, and he's saved. Whitemane with the value. Again, the VP, 5-man Void Prison. Alright, doesn't get much better than that. Abathur takes down Deathwing. I mean, that's actually pretty fantastic right there. Abathur with the Deathwing kill. Killed by the Slug. Get slapped, baby. Get slapped. The symbiote taking him down, and that was pretty fantastic. So, with that little setup down to the bottom of the map, the double channel has now started, and the blue team is taking a solid lead right now. I mean, seriously. 28 against 20 points, 6 kills against 4, level ahead, also with the freedom to maybe even convert the bell tower at the bottom of the map. Pretty good setup for them. Abathur is already helping out Zeratul to clean the minion wave so that they can go for the bell tower directly. Army is getting popped to soak the shots, and they're gonna get this one 100%. Yep, so that one's down. Can they get out though? That's the bigger question, because Whitemane is already on the run and might be eliminated, and that's maybe a kill. I mean, Destructible is still alive, trying to save himself. There's a kill against Rhaegar. Whitemane and Tychus are down. 2-for-1 trade, and it seems like Nintori is also going to fall. Arthas gets dropped as they go in for the kill, and now they have the chance to maybe even reconvert the bell tower. Flyest Raven is already trying to hide underneath its shadow. But up to the top, that's where Farts is currently making his plays. So, off we go. The Zeratul, in this case, by the way, still with the Mending Strikes. Again, it's not really a build that is played in Europe anymore. The best Zeratul players that we currently have in Heroes of the Storm, definitely Tai and Dainu on the European side. Now that especially a lot of the other regions have fallen off a little bit. But in we go. 20 against 28 sacks, 16 talents soon coming in here. And with that, we're going to get full-on shield focus. Rising Storm, Earth Shield. I mean, Rhaegar just going ham on that. Shield, 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 shields. All that we're getting here. Elementium Plating is in for Deathwing once more. Level 16 talents are soon going to be dropped also for last-minute sweep. 50 stacks on Tychus by now. And Triple Altar is going to decide a lot in this game now. I mean, well, it doesn't have to be, but this could be really a deciding phase now, depending on who takes it. Now we have the more or less completion of the build with Void Slash that has just now been taken by Zeratul. It's not quite as nimble as you would be with Might of the Narazim here, but again, it's a different variation, and Ace meta is just and has always been very different. So there's already a channel on the red team side. Blue team is of course doing the same thing with Zeratul already up at the top. Seems to be that he was interrupted. I mean, he's there for ages. Sonya is already down at the bottom of the map, so I'm not quite sure what exactly happened there. Deathwing probably interrupted him before jumping in. Now we see Tychus and Whitemane eliminated. Zeratul is starting to go in, but I don't think that he can actually finish anything off here. Rhaegar is dead too, and Nintori gets away thanks to the adrenaline boost on Abathur as the shield comes in. Zeratul still trying to do some work, but you can actually tell how impactful Deathwing was here. He interrupted Zeratul multiple times, then dropped down to the bottom and forced a 5 versus 4 fight, and that went really, really well. Despite the fact that he just went straight in for the Void Prison, he just died, and it could actually lead to even more kills. I mean, everybody's low, and you have to consider the Abathur factor here. But still, Arthas is in a bit of trouble, and that could theoretically even be a full-on wipe. But Nintori survives for now, the channel still went through, and that is the red team fighting back, so they got a lot out of this. Not only did they get 2 out of the 3 altars, but they were also able to get, in addition to that, a couple of kills, and therefore a solid lead in experience. Yeah, so looking quite powerful. Now, looking quickly over to the damage output, what else? We are looking at 33,000 for Abathur. The little slugger is doing work. 31,000 for Deathwing. Once again, proving his value here on the map. The globals in particular. But it's 4 against 4 bell towers. The blue team initially was able to reclaim, to claim the bell tower at the bottom right. Red team reclaimed it, but now it's low in HP again, which would allow, especially, of course, Arthas, if he's willing to drop the army, to move in and take it, if it ever comes to that fight. But let's see. There's the jump, and nearly a kill. Destructible is low, gets fully focused, and goes down. Whitemane is eliminated. They're going for Arthas again. The Mana Mule gets dropped, but in this case, honestly, this is more the Mercy Mule than anything else. It's just like a white flag. Please don't hurt us anymore. So 10 kills against 8, and now that they have taken the pumpkin camp, they're going straight in for the second one to completely dominate the bot lane. If all 6 make it into range, then they can actually convert that. I mean, they will convert this one way or another. They might be able to get it before those pumpkins make their way in, and then they can threaten the core with it. So 1 more pumpkin comes in, 2, and they still have 4 left, so that's potentially 4 points off the core. I guess Tigers is the one that has to deal with it once that they're making their way over. But now that the next altar is spawning, that's a guaranteed 5 points that they're gonna get from this. Yep, 20 is also pretty close. They're trying to make the play for Tigers, and no, so that's another 3 shots fired easily. 16 versus 16. There's the 5 of the altar that puts them down to 11, and the blue team is starting to suffer. After they hit level 10, they did well with Abathur. Before that, we had a lot of aggression from Team ReGen, but they carry the momentum from the victory they had in the last round now over into this series. And there we go. By the way, there might be a little bit of a weird statement for some, but Last Minute Sweep did not have to play a match in the first round because they had the better standing in the rankings after the regular season was over. So they got a free win in the first round. This is the first match they actually have to play. There's already Ancestral through. Oh, the kill! Greymane going for the throat and taking Whitemane down. They try to go for Arthur's funds. Oh, close. Looked like he overstepped for a moment, but he's able to make it out. They have level 20, which gives them also the Destroyer's Rampage, double rewind, 1 for Anubarak. The Cockroach has it, so does the little doggy. And we have, again, more survivability for Sonya with Nerves of Steel and Ignore Pain right there. So our little Nexus Marshall Matters is now in a position where he or she is going to be incredibly powerful when it comes to survivability during these team fights. A lot more tools to just stay alive and spin to win. 89 stacks for Tigers as they are about to hit level 20 themselves. We have 44,000 damage from Tigers. That mule is not going to make it, is it? Nope, gets burned down pretty quickly. Top lane, that's where they have to watch out for a little bit, because Zeratul is really escorting wave after wave into the bell tower, and that could eventually just convert 1. Still maybe a little bit of a chance to go either for boss or maybe make a play at some point for another bell tower, but the 20 is so close for last minute sweep that would be a huge risk. Zeratul is already attempting to sneak over here. There's a couple of things already set up. Storm Talons are enough for both teams, and Zeratul sneaks it. Zeratul sneaks the altar on the right side. That's 3 shots fired that he gets here. The fight, on the other hand, takes place without him to a huge extent, and that could be a kill. Oh, Odin! Oh, and they save it! Rhaegar is dead, and they overstepped, didn't they? Rhaegar down, Anubarak down to the Void Prison again. Kind of funny to see that, honestly. Oh, and Greymane gets not away. No, 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 no. There's the kill. Zeratul, he came, he saw, he conquered. Took him down quickly, another 3 shots fired, and now it's 10 against 11 points. And there's the momentum that they've been waiting for the entire time. Not only have they a chance now to take the 2 pumpkin camps at the bottom left and bottom right, they can also reconvert the bell tower to the bottom left with ease. They have already taken the one at the top, and that's a lot of momentum in the late game that they can now try and build up right here. So big opportunity for last minute sweep to maybe even bring this to a conclusion. Or at least put the opponent so far behind that they can do that. Yeah, this bell tower is nearly done. And once you convert this, the bell tower on the left is going to be converted automatically anyways. It's going to take maybe a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes. No, not minutes. But like, you will get it. Just simply because the minion waves are going to be stopped here. Now you need to protect the bottom right then, of course. But yeah, there's another 3 shots. Nobody's dealing with them. So that's now single digits on the core for Team ReGen. Yeah, and Abathur is already trying to help out a little bit over here. They could easily move in if they wanted. The pumpkins are gonna seal the deal, if nothing else. So at this point, 1 through, 2, 3, and that's that. We're looking at 5 against 3 bell towers since the top right has been reclaimed by Team ReGen in the meantime. And off we go. Full on back and forth the entire time. I kind of like it. It's really nice. Tigers is at 98 stacks now. Not an insane amount or anything, but definitely not bad. Boss gets attacked, so they're trying to steal that as quickly as they can. Equalize the score again. Zeratul sees it. No VP here. And that's 4 shots. 7 versus 7 points. Zeratul is still alive, but got cocooned, and the rest of the team is moving away. You can't allow them to get both. They can channel one, but they can't do both. That's true for only last minute sweep, by the way. Even if Team ReGen gets both of these altars, they wouldn't win the game. It would still be at 1 point. So there's the interrupt. Deathwing comes in, helps out. Abathar Zeratul still fighting a little bit of a battle over here. On the left side, on the other hand, it's Whitemane that's again in trouble. And Whitemane goes down, but so is Deathwing. Deathwing turns into Deadwing, gets eliminated. We have a double Tychus. Carbon is about to fall, but the Wolf dies first. There's the VP again. Zeratul gets attacked, but he sets up the kill for the rest of the team. And they are not hesitating. And Nuburak is down, and guys, this is looking like it's game. Sonya is fighting against Arthas. That's not happening. There's the first channel. That's 5 shots fired. And this is going to be the end of game number 1. Nicely done. There's a full 5-man wipe now as well. And this is the lead. Last minute sweep is able to change the outcome of this game in the last 1 or 2 minutes of this first map. And they take the lead in the best of 5 series at the winner bracket semi-final. GG and well played. Game number 2! Yeah, we're going full NA in this one. Infernal Shrines is the map and last minute sweep. They were happy after they won on Towers of Doom, and now we have the double trouble right in front of us. Guys, I complained a bit in one of the previous series that we're not going full NA, and apparently my prayers were heard. Because now on the left side, Cho'Gall, Uther and Rhaegar are in. Last minute sweep with Farts on Cho. We have Destructible on Gal, Flyest Raven on Rhaegar. Nintori is playing Uther, and we have Carbon on Greymane. The memes are real, as on the right side, Team ReGen tries to counter it with Hocho on ETC, Funz on Sonya, Troy on Mephisto. We have Noah on Sergeant Hammer, and Porky is playing Stukov. Yeah, North America. The Cho'Gall setup. So, in case that you haven't really watched Heroes in the Storm in a while, NA, I think it was this year, in 2020, they decided at some point that Cho'Gall is just the end-all, be-all, and that the hero can't really be beaten. A lot of this happened around the Oriel changes, where Resurrect got really, really powerful. And then for quite some time, Cho'Gall was pretty much involved in every single draft in North America. The hero was perma-banned, seriously. And if he wasn't banned, he was immediately picked. And Deathwing was more or less even ignored. Europe was the exact opposite. Europe looked at this and said, like, the fuck are you guys doing? Nobody picked Cho'Gall, and everybody was just all about Deathwing. And to the day, I think Cho'Gall hasn't really been played in Europe in any serious fashion. But in North America, it was full-on top-notch meta for a long, long time. Lately, they started to fall away from that a bit, so now Cho'Gall is not necessarily a part of every single draft anymore. Actually, the opposite is true. In a lot of the drafts, you just don't see him picked or banned. But we still have him occasionally, and this is one of the examples. At the same time, you have also now the Uther and Rhaegar setup. So Uther as a main tank has been a thing in NA for a long time, and yeah, it's of course a wild draft that they have from a European perspective. But, I mean, it's just what it is. It's the difference in meta, so, yeah. At this point, we also have Hammer time. Can you imagine when it comes to level 16 on an even playing field and Hammer gets Giant Killer, how Cho'Gall is going to suffer? I mean, the 2 ogres over here, they're going to get one full in the face, each and every one of them. So, that's going to be a problem right there. Cho'Gall also was, of course, changed by Blizzard a little bit. That played also a role. It was not only the changes to Oriel, so please don't get me wrong. Calloused Hide, another great talent, of course, to be taken here. And then also the Taskmaster, which is pretty insane. So for Cho'Gall, super important. Bottom of the map, another camp is about to be taken. Red team hasn't even done anything around it, so yeah, haven't really made any moves towards any of these camps. Already, the jumps right here, level 4 talents are in, and Mephisto started to set this up. Siege tactics are ready for Noah. Little bit of an early one. I mean, use siege tactics and Z'd away. I don't know why, because it was only Rhaegar that jumped at him. Once that ETC makes his move, yes, by all means, but he's a little bit skittish at this point, isn't he? Shrine is activating in just a bit, and everybody is starting to jump straight topside for a bit more action before the Shrine is going to be the main focus. But as you can tell, it is camp time. This one still not taken. Honestly confusing to me, since normally you have teams rotating towards it at the 1 minute mark. but for some reason Team ReGen just lets this one slide, and they lost out on 2 camps because of it. Still did damage at the bottom of the map, so that helped a bit. That's, I guess, the opportunity they got by neglecting the time frame that you need there. But off we go. First objective is in, and that's already a little bit of slap damage by Porky against Shogal as he comes in with a hit. And Shogal needs to be careful. I mean, this is a setup where we don't have a lot of percentage damage, but once that 16 is in, Shogal is going to suffer a lot. So in an ideal world, the blue team would start to take a bit of an advantage early on here. And they're currently starting to exactly that. Off we go. Everybody's starting to jump in. And Shogal gets attacked here right away. And let's see how this is going to pan out. 26 against 20. Yes, there we go. I mean, they're getting close to it. It's a pretty even fight, actually. I mean, the red team is ahead, but they need to be careful. I don't know how long they can sustain themselves here. And Sonya is already taking a beating. Noah is still getting the shots fired, though. 35 for them. Another 5 needed. They should be able to get it with Mephisto. He comes in again. 1 away. A single 1 away. And ETC is trying to make the play for it. There we go. The Arcane Punisher taken by Team ReGen. And they are able to lock it down. Try to go for the doggy, too. But can't take Rhaegar. But they got the Punisher. They didn't lose a hero. In fact, we have not seen a single hero fall in this game yet. Now we have Froststorm on level 7 for Mephisto. Don't see that so often. But yeah, get a couple of additional slows in. So there's that. On top of that, the attack against Sergeant Hammer. And Hammer is able to get out. Double cleanse, by the way. So we're now looking at cleanse and the Hand of Protection. Both have been picked up. That's pretty awesome. And top side, that's what we're now seeing, like, Fable. Fable coming in again, trying to defend the lane. It's a pretty interesting game. I mean, again, it's game number 2. The lead goes to last minute sweep so far in this series, in this best of 5 here at the winner bracket semi-final. But as I already told you a bit earlier, it's a pretty intense series, and both of the teams are on eye level, as it seems. There's the invade and the steal and the kill! Good start for Team ReGen. Very good start, actually. So they were able to not only get the hero kill, but also steal the camp away, and they might even get a second kill. Flyest Raven seems like he's going to be in a lot of trouble. That power star is going to take him down. Yes, even with a cleanse, not making it. And that opens the bot lane up, because now we're hovering siege mode. We have Noah on his hammer, pretty much taking down that fort by himself if nobody comes in. And with nobody, I mean Shogal. Shogal needs to help out here, or this bot lane is gonna fall. The fountain alone is already about to get dropped, so that's already huge. And I guess they're gonna get this one way or another if they want it. Yeah, but they're rushing away, actually. They're playing this a little bit slow, trying to play around Shogal a bit. They don't have a minion wave anymore that supports them. So that's why they're playing it like this. We're still having Rhaegar starting to slowly come in, but level 10 abilities are of course fantastic now. Mosh Pit, Durance of Hate, and Napalm. No BFG in this game. Alright, so everybody's starting to make their play here. Bit jumpy. No. Nothing yet. Sonya is alone at the top side. Sonya is starting to just chip away at the fountain, taking that down too. Yeah, Greymane comes in and immediately gets a smash in the face. They're about to their own level 10 abilities, so it's not like we're falling behind on any side in the sense that someone doesn't have level 10 abilities around the next objective. This is where things are going to become really interesting. Hammer of Twilight already taken. There's the Cursed Bullet already jumping towards the top. In addition to that, the Twisting Nether. And now the question of how they can actually pull this off now. Ooh, Divine Shield too. Divine Shield and Ancestral, full-on safe setup. Bullet against Stukov, and he's down. Self-Ancestral on Rhaegar, and they're starting to focus their attention onto Jojo. There's a quick jump as ETC, uses the Face Melt to create a bit of space. And the Shrine is activating. But at least Stukov is going to be back in time to help out here. Bot lane Fort is gone. Fort in the middle has lost some HP. So structural advantage goes to Team ReGen. And of course they're trying to fight back into this. And, well, let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Nintori again. Shogal is already prepping to engage here. Double trouble. Let's go. Alright, Shrine is up and here we go. Hoochu, also known as Choo Choo, is jumping, immediately jump in. Trying, of course, to land that mosh pit eventually. That would be the dream here. And there's not too many interrupts if you think about it. So a good mosh pit could really do a lot here. When Sonya and Hammer jump on the same target, you have the continuous damage from Mephisto himself. And I mean, that guy is just an absolute monster. Good Durance of Hate, for example, would be a dream as well. I mean, anything that they can set up here. I honestly believe that the setup for them is just really good. At least coming from the European side, if you compare it to what the blue team has. There's the shove, Durance of Fate is in, and it's party time. Cho'Gath is already taken out of the fight, and in comes Mephisto with the damage, but it wasn't enough yet. 25,000 damage by Mephisto, 23,000 by Gal, and they're still trying to go for the point here. But yeah, a bit of a lost opportunity right now. Sonya still spinning, and gets the hit points back. But as I said previously, keep that level 16 in mind. If it comes to that on eye level between the two teams, then Cho'Gath is in trouble against Sergeant Hammer. Already Noah is just zoning them out as much as he possibly can with shots fired continuously here. And he's getting a lot of damage in, as you can tell. But still, that's going to be huge later on. And there's the jump onto Sonya, but the position on the shrine is now much better for Team ReGen. They pretty much cordoned this off completely. They're starting to jump in. Damage is out, and that's 31 against 16. Big lead for them now. And it doesn't really seem like there's enough damage. They're already Hearthstoning back here. Bot lane gets even pushed because catapults are starting to take down the gate and also the tower. And that's another Punisher, Mortar Punisher. And of course that will end the fort. I mean, fountain is down, wall's down, so of course that fort is toast. No chance of actually getting that set up. Yeah, if they can capitalize on a stun, maybe after Punisher jump, they might even be able to get a little bit more. They should be able to get the ball. They take the camp away from the opponent. That's one thing. They have virulent reaction now, so we have level 13 talents. And I don't know, guys, but this is pretty much the best case scenario at this point for Team ReGen. It's just look them, see them just go through the wall here. No chance. Like, I mean, this thing is down within seconds. They are going to get some damage onto that keep. I don't think they can end the keep. Well, I guess I'm wrong. 10 minutes in and they just barrel through the top lane. Cho'Gath can't do anything. There's another attack and Cho'Gath, the Ancestral, keeps him alive. Big shove. Yep, that ult did nothing. So Cho'Gath pretty much just got the knight here. It's like double trouble. Nope. And out. Yeah. That game is showcasing pretty much what can happen if you play Cho'Gath against a team that knows what they're doing. So they are murdering here. On the macro level, at least. I mean, keep down, forts down, it's rough. And on the blue team side, they pretty much just can't find an opening into this. They have level 13 talents, which is going to be good for them. But as I said previously, Giant Killer. Then again, we're watching North America. Just wait for 16 to come in and Sergeant Hammer not picking Giant Killer. Nah, it's of course not going to happen, but it would be kind of memey. Okay, so 13 versus 13. Bullet comes out, but they're still fine here. Oh, they actually fight for it! And they're taking it too! I didn't even expect that. There's the Durance of Fate. Can they get a kill? Mephisto comes in with the damage, but awesome. That steal on the camp was beautiful. They can't get the kill against Uther or Rega, but boy, did they just do some work. I'd be pissed if I was last minute sweep. That was a big boy deny right there. Okay. Already 41,000 for Mephisto, 40,000 for Gal. They're starting to make the play towards the mid lane where the last remaining fort stands. Also, the camp, of course, is still up here too. 15.5 now. There's the setup, and off we go. Bam. Fountain down, and they're starting to make the play here now as well for the fort, which they should definitely get. Napalm is already getting dropped, but the team is pushing in. And that's even without a talent advantage, but they're going to get it eventually. Mephisto is just annoying the hell out of them here. And that's the fort. All of the forts taken down. Nearly level 16. And guys, that means that the next objective is going to spawn with a talent advantage for Team ReGen. And them... I mean, blue team has no top lane. So... yeah, that is rough. How can they come back? Win a team fight. Not easy if you go up against a talent advantage in just a moment. And if you are also on the timer during the fight. But yeah, there's Giant Killer. And Hammer's damage is just going to explode right now thanks to this. This is a fantastic talent, of course. Damage output, Mephisto is ahead. Sergeant Hammer's 29,000. And here we go. The damage is slowly starting to come in. I mean, Shrine is activating, ReGen is topside, and all that the the red team has to do is go for the objective. Take the camp down here, go for the objective at the top, make sure that you take a few of the minions down at the bottom of the map so the opponent can't go for an easy switch, and then you lock in the next Punisher and you go to the mid lane. Yep, take this one down as well. Rotation is already happening. And position should be taken quite easily. An isolated kill would be the dream. If they can get Stuka, for example, before all of this starts, that would be fantastic. He just shoves Cho'Gall into the wall, and ETC is trying to create some space for the rest of the team to put the damage onto the Ogre. They did quite a lot here, but not enough yet. And here's the fight. Half a level is missing for last minute sweep to get level 16 as well. The damage is already coming through. Noah is, of course, moving through with the hovering siege mode now, trying to get the damage in against Cho'Gall in particular. 18 against 7 stacks, so the blue team is even ahead a little bit. But look at the minimap. Cam pushing at the bottom of the map. Cam pushing all the way up at the top. And this one could even end up at the core with catapults already zoning in too. Cho'Gall in the thick of things. Divine Shield trying to get the kill. Hammer moving out immediately, and Cho'Gall might in trouble now be himself. Yes, there's the cleanse just as he ends up in the mosh pit. 25 against 23 stacks. It's a close fight over here, despite the fact that the blue team has a talent disadvantage and the core is losing shields rapidly for the blue team. They are in trouble. Bot lane gets pushed against them as well, and they are losing on all fronts now. They lose the Punisher up at the top. The catapults are taking down the shields, might even be able to do a little bit of damage to the core itself, and at the bottom of the map we're already seeing the wall fall and the keep is open. Mid lane gets pushed too. Everybody's starting to jump in here. Greymane in trouble, but he dodges out on the spear, and here comes the frozen Punisher. The wall gets opened up, and with 2 kills against 1, we have Team ReGen starting to pressure through now. 57,000 damage from Gal, but also from Mephisto. Level 16 talents are already in as Cho'Gall gets rooted down again. The Violent reaction locks him into place. ETC coming in. The damage goes straight towards this face, and now the keep is gonna fall too. Bottom keep is taking damage at the same time. Punisher wants a piece of the action and jumps in as well, but this could be the end of the game. 14-15 minutes in as we see Team ReGen moving in right away. They're going down to the bottom of the map, trying to make the jump onto ReGen, but the main target is, of course, the keep itself. Eliminating all 3 would more or less secure victory here in the long run. The blue team fighting back in a desperate attempt to finally get a kill, and they do! Hammer is down. They take Hammer down. They have a bit of a chance here to maybe make this happen. Durance of Hate is already in. If they can wipe the team, they might gain a bit of momentum, but the mid and the top lane are pushing against him. They keep at the bottom of the map, still in there, still available, but there's the triple kill. The comeback potential from last minute sweep as they are straight up moving through the bottom of the map. They take down ETC2. Catapults are moving in. It's a triple, and ReGen has to deal with it. 3 catapults, too much. 15 minutes in. Not too much damage just yet. Not really threatening the core, but it's a concern. At this point, you just ask yourself, wouldn't it have been smarter for one hero to sacrifice himself at the keep and take this down too? And the answer, in case you were wondering, is yes, it would have been. Of course, hindsight is 20/20. They thought they might be able to move out. Turns out they didn't. And now the fort is gone, and they're trying to go for the keep. But with Hammer already back, this is going to be tricky. They took the fort down. That's the first step. But it doesn't change the fact that last minute sweep is far, far behind right now. 5 against 2 kills, 19 against 18 in experience, but with 2 keeps gone, ReGen is pretty much just on defense duty. Has to jump from catapult to catapult to take those down. 5 heroes back on the map for Team ReGen. We try to do a lot of work here, but now when the next shrine spawns, where does it spawn? Bot lane. And that means that middle and top are going to be pushing continuously against the blue team's core. So the blue team will be on a timer because they are from only a limited time frame because the catapults make it towards the core itself. And if they send a hero back to defend, the moment that hero appears on the minimap and is visible to Team ReGen, they will make the play for the objective. And if they take the Punisher, with how few hit points are left on this keep at the bot lane, this is pretty much game. So honestly, at this point, I really think last minute sweep cannot win this game anymore. Team ReGen can lose it. If they fuck up, they can still lose this game. But if they play their cards right and just play it slow, calm and collected, then they are definitely going to win this one. Right now, they know that ReGen is up at the top, so they make a 5-man push at the bottom of the map in order to get this keep destroyed, which should totally be possible. Yeah, Sergeant Hammer gets the shots in already. As long as Rhaegar is topside, there's no way that they're going to lose. Rhaegar is going to try and get level 20 for them. So that was a safe move to make, as long as you have top vision. Rhaegar is definitely going to destroy this, and this could in theory even take a top keep eventually. And it's going to actually ensure, if nobody on the blue team side, sorry, the red team side, moves top to defend this, this is ensuring that the top lane is not pushing. It's still about the Punisher though. The next Punisher to come in. And here's level 20 now for both teams. Level 20 is in, and here we have it. The big fight in this game. Top lane under pressure, mid lane under pressure. Good job by the blue team getting those camps at the right moment in time. If they win a team fight, they can still do it. There's the Divine Shield, there's the kill, they actually get Mephisto. Mephisto is down, and ETC is also in trouble. The red team, they fucked up a little bit. You needed to push these lanes out, you needed to take those camps down, and they didn't. Now they lost Mephisto, they lost ETC, and they might lose more. They're trying to go for the next target. Sonya is just absolutely demolishing the backline though. But she's up against 3 and shouldn't be able to survive there all that much longer. There's the kill against Sergeant Hammer, up towards the top. The camp keeps pushing in, and the red team just absolutely fucked this up. They're actually going to lose this now. Red team just threw the game away. They had full-on control over the game. They just needed to push the lanes out, take these camps, and set them up. But there was no pressure. The blue team took the camps. There was no pressure against them, even with the catapults. Huge mistake by Team ReGen. And it costs them game number 2, as last minute sweep is indeed going for the last minute sweep and locks in a second victory in this best of 5 series against Team ReGen. They have the big lead now in this best of 5. Nicely done. Infernal Shrines goes to the Cho'Gall composition. GG. Game number 3, everybody! Team ReGen screwing up at the end of game number 2 royally and losing the game. It wasn't so much last minute sweep winning it, but the red team just deciding that they don't want the victory. We can talk about that in a second, but some of you might be a little bit confused. It's like, hey, wait a second, wasn't that a different UI? And indeed, you are right. This tournament is obviously cast from replay since it's a different time zone, and I'm catching it 2 days after it actually happened. And Blizzard just decided to put another patch out that hotfixed a few things, probably a couple of typos, which means that we have to jump into the old UI here. So unfortunately, Blizzard as a small indie company can't really invest in the resources of having a proper replay viewing system. So apologies for the switch, but let's introduce the players real quickly before we jump in here in Cursed Hollow. Farts on Greymane for last minute sweep, Destructible on Stukov, Nintori is playing on Anubarak, Carbon on Liming, Flyers Draven on Dehaka, and I guess we're going to skip the red team for just a second, because topside is already fighting through, since we have a madly aggressive composition for the red team, playing Kharazim, Thrall, and also Illidan together with Sylvanas, so really trying to get some push power in here. So unfortunately with this UI, I mean, it has a couple of advantages. You have the talents displayed at the top continuously, which opens up a bit more space at the bottom. The problem is that you can neither track baseline quests, nor can you track any quests whatsoever. So, unless you are willing to obstruct half the screen, so apologies for that, but it will limit us a bit in the ability to just like track through talents, like for example, Echo of Elements or even Illidan, even though we're going to have a bit of a look at that later. But one way or another, the question still is if Team ReGen can actually win one of those, because this is going to be a pretty interesting match considering that in game number 2 they had a win. I mean, seriously, all that Team ReGen had to do on the last map was simply not fuck up. The only option for the blue team was to win a team fight. The blue team needed to force a team fight, win the team fight, and end the game. And all that the red team had to do, with them controlling all 3 lanes, having all 3 keeps taken, was to simply take the minion camps down on those lanes, let their own lanes push, and then delay the fight over the objective for as long as they possibly can, so that eventually the blue team ends up in a situation where they can't make a move anymore, where they are just checkmated because they have to either fall back to delete catapults at the core, or they have to simply go for the fight, and they can't do both at the same time. But instead, the red team just YOLO'd into a fight, let the opponent control the lanes through camps, and that was that. So we have still quite a lot of kills actually over here, as we have Thrall and Sylvanas down. Greyman has also fallen. The camp is taken by the blue team regardless, but the fight down here still continues. With now Porky taken nearly down. The stun connects, and that's the end of him. So not a good start for Team ReGen. A little bit unfortunate for them. So that's 3 kills against 1 already. And, well, let's have a bit of a look. The level 4 talent already interesting also on the side of Liming here, going into Seeker. With that said, that's obviously the worst start that the red team could have imagined here in game number 3. If they lose now, they're not out of the tournament yet. They would fall down into the lower bracket. This is, after all, the winner bracket semi-final. But there's another double kill, and holy shit. Last minute sweep is not willing to give them another opportunity, it seems, to win a game here. They're barreling through that mid lane like there's no tomorrow. Tribute is now spawning at the bottom of the map. And just to reiterate that, we are 3 minutes in. This is the first Tribute that spawns. But the mid lane has pretty much already been completely destroyed here. Illidan is fighting against the Haka. He went for his stacking talent on level 1 with the auto attack. So late game is going to be pretty nice for him. Greyman can't quite hit the last shot there. But still, the damage that they already pushed through at the beginning of the game is pretty bonkers. That's honestly pretty nuts what we're currently seeing here. So the push down to the bottom of the map. Illidan gets attacked again, and Funz is making it out. Could have backfired against him, but in this case at least didn't quite there. Alright, 5 kills against 1. And let's see what else is going to come out of this one. Yeah, there's the drag at least against Thrall, so he can't participate in the fight, but of course it's not going to really threaten him. Instead, he tries to turn it around against the Haka and chases him. But here we go. That's immediately also a move at the bottom of the map, trying to push that out through. Illidan is already sitting in the middle. If he makes it to the fort, he can take that down, by the way, by himself. The Haka is trying to prevent this. This makes it a 4 versus 4 fight over here. Nintori low, and it could be a kill, and it is a kill. Illidan is starting to chase a little bit and gets the kill secured, so that might give them an opportunity to go for the first Tribute after all. And it seems like they might just be able to grab it. Blue team starting to be pressured back a bit. And there's a lot of aggression right now. Early game, what a kill by Liming. And there's the second follow-up. This time it's on the other hand, one on the blue team side. So it's the trade as we see Stukov and Karazim fall. The 2 supports are already down. Illidan is jumping in again. And he thrives, of course, when he has space to chase. Gets the kill in there, moves away. And we are looking at 6 kills against 4 now. And we're not even at the 5-minute mark at this point. Absolutely amazing. Alright, there we go. Echo of Elements, 4 minutes and 50 seconds in, and this could still be the first Tribute for them. There's the interrupt again. By now we also have the Ancestral Wrath on level 7 for Thrall. Alright. Quest is complete, as I said previously. Calamity is now in too. Illidan is up at the top. And despite the fact that the blue team early on has really dominated here, look at experience for just a moment. The red team has actually started to really just stabilize and has taken over. Might still lose Thrall down here, especially now that the Haka moves in, they should. But overall, I gotta say, the red team is starting to fight back a little bit. Nearly getting the kill against Liming, but holy cow. Carbon gets out, but Illidan is still pushing. And the thing that we should actually not really underestimate is the late game power of this lineup. It's a heavily aggressive setup that Team ReGen is currently running, where they can, in the late game in particular, just really home in on a single target and try to obliterate that within seconds. And Illidan loves nothing more than a late or mid game where some of the forts are taken out, the distance to safety is much higher for the opponent's team, and he can start chasing and really just like locking an opponent down. So there are a couple of arguments to be made for the red team's lineup to really excel later on in the game. So for the blue team, it would be quite advantageous to be able to get a little bit of power through now and maybe get a few structures destroyed and really pack a punch here. Because the late game might turn against him, especially if you look at Illidan's choice. He did not go into Metamorphosis. We have Hunt now, and Hunt together with a Wailing Arrow on Sylvanas could lock a target down for quite a bit, especially with the Blessed Shield. Blessed Shield is already in, but that was a bit forced. And that was a good shove. But Porky is still able to jump out. Illidan gets immediately after arrival locked down with the cocoon, so the fight is still continuing. But there's an isolation against him as well. They're really focusing in on this. Even Sundering doesn't do too much. There's the palm at least, but Funds doesn't get triggered, and that's... he gets out! Thrall is dead, but Illidan makes it out, and the rest of the team is also able to escape. Level 10 versus level 10 right now. And here we go. 8 kills against 4. And Flyers Draven is moving through the bottom again in the attempt to take the Siege Giants down here. So the fort is finally destroyed. We have level 11 versus level 11. 8 kills against 4 gives a pretty big lead to them. They actually go for the boss at this point too. Might have to be a bit careful with that. Yeah, they're already letting it slide. Or do they? They're still playing around it, and okay, they have already 2 tributes. It's kind of interesting to me that the red team is completely willing to let this go and instead focuses on the boss at the top, because they're pretty late to this. Illidan is already done with his quest. Damn, son. I mean, he is quick on this. Seriously. So Illidan looking at a pretty solid setup right now. As I said, unfortunately with this UI we cannot track at all what his baseline damage actually is. Actually, I guess like this way we could theoretically... Nope, not even this way. Great job, Blizzard. Well done. So, I can only tell you that he's definitely going to do a whole lot of work here as the game continues. With this quickly, him already reaching the baseline quest. Getting all the auto attack damage in those fights will increase his damage by quite a lot throughout the rest of the game. But for now, with the boss, we have them just going for a race. I mean, it seems very much like we're just gonna see the race for keep. Nobody is actually falling back here, guys. This is a game of chicken. This is gonna get a little bit bonkers. They have Sylvanas too. Keep the Sylvanas element in mind here as they're pushing through this. Illidan is pretty good at structures as well, but the blue team has a bit of a lead. At least Johanna moved back. She has, of course, her blind that she can utilize in order to create a bit of space here. The keeps are going to fall on both sides. The question is just, are they going to go for the core? One team has Greymane, the other team has Illidan. They're just racing the core. It's a speed game, ladies. They're moving in for it. Oh, the shield already falling on the red team side, and oh, the red team, the blue team, are they actually going to win this? Yes, they do! The red team loses out on the race. Actually wins the race, sorry. The blue team loses out on it. That is game! Full on YOLO through the boss lanes, and the game ends in record time with a race on the core, and the red team takes the victory. What a match. Shit. The first point here for Team ReGen. Nicely done. We're heading into game number 4. Yeah, ladies, game number 4. We had a little bit of a speed record on the last map with both teams just deciding to, well, fuck it, let's just rush this and see who's faster. Turns out that Team ReGen is pretty quick when it comes to taking down cores, so they won the race, and now we're ending up in game number 4 with a 2-1. On the left side, we still have last-minute sweep with Destructible on Whitemane and Nintori on Arthas, Farts on Abathur, Carbon is playing Li Ming, and Flyest Draven on Greymane. On the right side of the map, Porky for Team ReGen with Stukov. We have Funds on Illidan, again, Noah on Ragnaros, why not? Lava Wave incoming, I can promise you that much already. That's a Lava Wave game if I've ever seen one. We're North America after all. Hocho on Johanna, and Troy on Sylvanas. No, but seriously, this is going to be Lava Wave. Someone call Tim because he's going to love this shit. At this point, when we ever see Ragnaros in Europe, it's always Sulfuras, but this is an A. There is no other choice. It has to be Lava Wave. Either way, we are on Tomb of the Garden Curse. So now that Porky goes down, we have already the first kill in. I guess the blue team is a little bit mad. They're a little bit angry right now. Ragnaros goes also down. What the hell? Another kill that they get. Abathur in this case making the play. Ah, you have Abathur Greymane, Abathur Arthas, both good combos. But that's again a good start for the blue team, as we've already seen on the previous map. Illidan is sitting topside by now. But it's actually kind of an interesting setup that we now have in this game. I mean, again, game 4. We are in the winner bracket semi-final. Both teams are eager to reach the winner bracket final and then maybe make it even into the grand final to avoid playing too many series in the lower bracket. Having the easier path over there is obviously quite nice. But it's just a little bit nuts how this entire series has turned here so far. I mean, just think about for a second about Infernal Shrines. I can't get over the fact how badly the red team threw that. It's amazing to me. Like, no macro play towards the end whatsoever. They just fully believed in their chances to win that team fight. And they didn't really do anything to capitalize on the fact that they destroyed all 3 keeps. It's still mind-blowing to me. But again, it's one of those moments when you just screw up, but that could have already pretty much sealed the deal for them if you include this game here. So that would have carried them a lot of momentum. As it stands now, though, it's all about the camps, as both teams go for Bruiser and Siege Giant camps, trying to take those down. The Sylvanas factor is something that shouldn't be underestimated, and is already a little bit of Abathur hunting. But with the help of Stukov and Illidan, they're all of a sudden starting to go for towers. Rotations like this can be really neat and mean as well. So it depends a bit on where Sylvanas travels, and the blue team needs to keep their eye on that, since Illidan can join her quickly. And that already yielded them taking some of the structures down. Bottom of the map is another fight though, but there is Ragnaros. Die, insect. Alright, let's take him down there. Trying to burn that wave down, but the wall is obviously fallen, so Greymane is doing his thing. Top lane, we see pretty much the same happening, and with the Sylvanas factor, we could in theory also see that fort fall. They still have a huge wave that they can run. At least the fountain should be eliminated. Ragnaros kills Greymane? What? So that shouldn't have happened. Top lane still without a death, but the fort has taken a big beating. Has lost quite a bit here. So for now, we're having also full-on focus with the engulfing flame and the slow burn into the blast wave for little Raggy. Baby Ragnaros still doing his thing. Middle of the map, there's the push. Hocho is already pushing this one out as well. And honestly, everything that we're seeing right now is the red team pushing lanes, and it results in them also running a lead in experience. It's a small one, but they have the earlier level 7 as a result. And so far it's actually going pretty well for them. Now, of course, all of this is because Abathur is not able to supply a 5th hit point pool during these fights. And that's going to change once that we are on level 10 and he has his copy. But for the time being, at least, the red team is trying to make as much hay as possible here, aka take as many structures down as they can and be a bit aggressive. Noah's already moving away. Even with Abathur, that's not going to be a kill at the bot lane. The top, on the other hand, is still pushing, and the first seed is now spawning, as the teams are both going up for this. And they're making the move right over here. A little bit of a death coil setup for Arthas as well with the level 4 talent. Still the Icebound Fortitude on level 7, of course, since he wants to also avoid a lot of the damage that could come in here. It's a big map, and since I expect that Illidan is going straight in for the hunt again, we have at least a bit of a pseudo-global for them. That also means that Abathur needs to be a little bit careful where he shows on the map, or Illidan could actually hunt him down there. Camp is already getting attacked there, but this is honestly a seed that the red team kind of wants to win. Since Abathur doesn't have his level 10, as I said previously. That's a hit point pool missing in this fight. Alright. Oh, it's actually, by the way, it's seed number 2. Sorry. First one was already easily claimed by the red team. Apologies. Yeah, Abathur. Well, at least Greymane goes down. That's the second kill. Whitemane goes down too. Top side, Illidan gets knocked down for just a second and escapes. Not even the Death Coil can take him down. Yeah, this isn't Warcraft 3, baby. In Warcraft 3, the Demon Hunter would be dead already, but funds, no fucks given, goes straight in for the Sudoku moment, comes in and suicides hard into the opponent's team. Thankfully, of course, he is avenged, since we have not only Arthas, but also Li Mingdai, and that is a fort eliminated. 2 seeds against 0, a fort taken down, early level 10s, and yeah, they are doing a lot here. I mean, after game number 3, they really started to just, like, hammer it. Look at the composition that they're playing. All of those comps are just full on aggression, and of course we're seeing it. Of course it's Lava Wave. Why am I not surprised? Lava Wave is in, takes another wave down over here, so the bot lane gets pressured aggressively. And up to the middle, we have even more action now that both teams have level 10. Go for the throat on Greymane. Here's the copy as well, and they're trying to push the fight onto Team ReGen as they are moving back, falling behind the gate. Copy is already eliminated, and off we go. Well, in case that you guys were wondering, Lava Wave still sucks, but I absolutely understand it in this game, at least with the composition that they're playing here. Trying to run the macro game. Flyest Draven a little bit low, and Illidan, he loves to chase. He got some space, he tries to get the kill, but he dies first. Yeah, pretty much computes with their stuff that you see in every single quick match. Now that Sylvanas is also dead, it means that the blue team has caught up in kills. 5 versus 5 now. And yeah, off we go. Next seed seems to end up in the hands of the blue team, which makes them avoid also the Garden Terrors, of course. 2 seeds against 1 after they channel, and it's all about the camps again. But yeah, full on YOLO. Illidan is of course going to get a lot more value as the game continues. In the late game, when he has a little bit more space and also a few more talents, the hero's a menace. Can really drive a team fight. But right now it's a bit tricky. And Abathar is part of that. Abathar is part of course, that problem. The Mule, on the other hand, is already helping out here. Once that the minions are reaching the fort, we're going to see the rest of the team jump in to take the Mule down. Yeah, Mule is already getting eliminated right here. And priorities, baby. That Mule is getting fired. That Mule is getting fired immediately. Abandons the fort to repair the wall. Alright, you gotta be fucking with me. That Mule is out of the job immediately. That's also an annihilation of the copy. Illidan is moving down to the bottom of the map, but there's already the lava wave again. That's a lot of experience right there that you get with all of this. Lava wave itself, of course, picking that up. And it's also nicely timed because there's another minion wave that's now also getting taken, so that's 3 in total. And even that camp that pushes to the bottom didn't really do anything here. Okay, so top side. Yeah, that's a quick leash on the camp. Destructible, low, white main with a heal. Sylvanas jumps in, tries to get the damage, and that's a kill. No, it isn't. Well, it might be a kill against Sylvanas. She barely gets out with the wave. I'm talking about waves. That top lane is also pushing, but whew, baby. Alright. Now that we have the next camp about to pop up here, it's a little bit more aggression that could lead to another, well, actually the first wave here of Garden Terrors making it onto the map. The aggression is there, but keep in mind that this is a level 10 versus level 13 fight, and Virulent Reaction is already in. Illidan is going to join the fun soon enough. Up at the bottom of the map, we still have a couple of camps pushing through. Abathar's taking the position to counteract the effects of the wave a little bit. It's a big map though, so these lava wave setups that we are seeing from Noah are pretty decent. By the way, he also times them properly. That's a good channel though. That's 2 versus 2 seeds now. But as I said, he has good timings on those lava waves because he always gets the maximum amount of minion waves, which is really what you need to do. Did he try to go for the slug? Hunting the minion? Didn't quite get that far, but that just shows Abathar that he can't get too far out on the map or he's going to be in trouble. So even if he just did it to try and put pressure onto the fort, that's not too bad. Funz is currently playing very actively on the map with this global. And this is something that might be a problem for last minute sweep. If the red team all of a sudden picks up some macro play and is able to play around the Sylvanas pushes, the lava wave, and Illidan with his global, that can be pretty nice for them. 2 forts are down, let's not forget about that. 1 also on the side of Team ReGen, just saying. Illidan is still at the bottom of the map, is of course reducing the cooldown of his rogue ability now through all of these auto attacks that we're seeing. Level 16 is on the agenda. It's the next talent they are trying to get. And Abathar, as you can see, has started to take a very passive position here at the keeps themselves. And Illidan, you can't leave him alone on one of those forts. If Rich has proven one thing with Korean Heroes of the Storm action in HTC, then it's that you can't leave Illidan alone on structures or he is going to just take you down. Alright, there's another lava wave at the top side. So this one is going to be taken down. Gets another wave over here as well. And this is pretty much because the entire fight centers currently around the bottom of the map. So as the top lane keeps pushing with the fort already taken down, that also escorts catapult quicker towards the keep and the wall. And that could result in additional damage on the top lane towards last minute sweep. Again, a huge map. Trying to capitalize on it. And Noah with his baby Rag is doing as much as he can, but that seed is important because this is the 3rd one. Doesn't matter who takes it, this is seed number 3. Here comes the aggression, here comes the fight, here comes once again Illidan as he's trying to move in now too. Sylvanas with the poke from the side, Illidan just angling for it, everybody just ending in the interrupts. Top lane pushing, mid lane pushing a little bit. They're trying to also go for Arthas, who already used his army. Army of the Dead is over. Army of the Dead is out. Guys, they're going in here. Then there's a lockdown with the Virulent Reaction. The kill already. Illidan. Oh, and he goes down. White Mane! That nasty witch gets the kill. But she herself dies too, and now the Web Weavers and the Garden Terrors make it onto the map. And these lanes are pushed out heavily, so all of a sudden we're not even talking about force, we're talking about keeps here. I mean, just look at this. Catapults are in, they're already up at the wall towards the top, and in the middle they've nearly destroyed it. At the bottom of the map, that's the only one where we still have a fort, and that one is not going to last any longer either. Level 16 talents are in, so at this point we have with the Blast Echo even more of a focus straight into the Blast Wave, and without White Mane here, it doesn't really seem like they can hold this for much longer. Look at Li Ming. Li Ming is pretty much dead. I mean, you can't see those hit points anymore. Yeah, I mean, the Garden Terrors are about to be destroyed down at the bottom, talking about destruction. We have the fort taken out, but they're moving up to the top. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't try to take this keep down more aggressively, because, again, Mule is a factor in this game. But they did so much damage to these walls, and we can't forget that this is still the first objective in this game. We're 12 minutes in only. So we're soon going to be a little bit deeper than that. 8 kills against 6 right now. And, yep, we have our next camp about to be taken. Lava Wave is ready, by the way. He could try and get the top pushed even more, but we're going to the middle. Ragnaros is dead, just as he pops the ult, but he's pushing the mid lane a little bit more aggressively. Big shove coming out. Sylvanas jumping back too. Holy shit. I mean, not even close, baby. But there's Calamity. Hell yeah. Calamity kill, that's 3 heroes down. The blue team, they want to end this farce. They want to finally put a finish to it. A 3-1 victory right here would do the job. But look at Illidan. Again, you can't leave him alone on structures. That's what Illidan does. He just obliterates them. Look at this. The keep is about to go down. Does the blue team really think they can end the game here? They're diving in deep, but they even lose Arthas now to Johanna and the keep. And that is not... I mean, that's pretty bad. Illidan at this point is just at the core. This might be a little bit premature, to be absolutely honest, but it forces the Mule. He could, in theory, jump to the top and try to take another keep down. But, oh boy, I think the blue team heavily miscalculated at this point. Yeah, Illidan is just doing his thing now. Aggressively all over the place, trying to backdoor a little bit too, get the aggression going. And this is not game 3. This is not a race. This is not a game of chicken, baby. You gotta be a bit careful. Take a bit of a look at the damage output. 35,000 currently for Sylvanas. Illidan is sitting at 12k. But again, the hero doesn't really excel through damage. It's the single target damage and the lane pressure that is a big problem. Look at the damage on... the siege damage on Ragnaros, by the way. 150,000. That's really what Lava Wave provides for you. And now they can push the mid lane even a bit more aggressively. So the setup is already there. Li Ming has had 45,000 damage. Grey Mane is dead. Gets deaded here in the middle, and that's a bad timing for them too, because they were trying to be aggressive around the next seed so that they have a chance to get their own Garden Terrors in play. But now the seed is up for grabs, and the red team has a freebie here. They're also 1.5 levels ahead. They have nearly level 20. And the mid lane is pushing. Li Ming is going to deal with it. Stops it and pulls the aggro. But talking about aggro, with Sylvanas and Illidan, that's another keep that goes down. Guys, Team ReGen is massively ahead. They have taken pretty much all the keeps down. It is only a matter of time until they throw a game and last minute sweep takes the victory. Kappa. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be another Infernal Shrine. So now Team ReGen, they want to go in and make sure that they're this time locking in the victory. They're playing hyper-aggressive around Arthas in particular. But this is looking good. There's Ragnaros, the Lava Wave, the stun! And the core is slowly but steadily falling. Seems like we might get... Oh, Abathar is dead too. Yeah, that seals it for sure. Seems like we might get game number 5 after all. Last minute sweep. Loses game number 4, and Team ReGen is ready for the reverse sweep in this series at the winner bracket semi-final. Game number 5, the final map, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go and check out who makes it into the winner bracket final. On the left side, last minute sweep. They led the series with a 2-0, and then Team ReGen started to step it up a little bit. and turn it up to 100. So now we are finding ourselves on Battlefield of Eternity, the final map of the series. On the left side, Farts on Reyna, Destructible on Stukov, Flyest Raven on Thrall, Carbon on Jaina, and Nintori on ETC. On the right side of the map, Team ReGen with 2 wins in a row. Noah on Sonya, Troy on Greymane, Hocho on Blaze, and it's the NA meta. Main tank Uther, played by Funz, and Porky on Ana. And let's go. Pork baby, as up to the top. The choo-choo train is already coming. Uther is riding this one hard. The good old woodchuck skin for him. The lumberjack is in. Let's go. How much would woodchuck could chuck wood? Quite a lot, I would imagine. But either way, let's go. Already a little bit of echo. Hello, Stukov. And that's a quick kill. Alrighty. So the Admiral is already down. And yeah, I'm not going to be too happy about that. Trolling Thunder on level 1 for Thrall. Good talent to have, but that's a problem. Greymane with a 3-man at the bottom of the map against only Jaina. You're going to lose some structures if you want to or not. Doesn't matter. Wall is opened up already. ETC is rotating in. But that's a good opening, at least for Team ReGen. Are we really gonna see another reverse sweep, ladies? Is that really happening? I mean, seriously, think that through for a second. How many reverse sweeps did we have in Europe, in North America already? It's insane. You couldn't script this shit any better. It's honestly crazy. I mean, no matter how this ends, this is a fantastic series. Uther down at the top. The old geezer with the beard gets eliminated. That's the problem when you bring an axe to a gunfight, my friend. That's the problem right there. These plebs these days. Alright, down at the bottom of the map. That's a bit of a battle, though. Holy hell. So the camp gets taken. Red team locks it in. And Hocho is rushing away. Alright. Top lane, off we go. Fart is sitting tight. Flyest Raven, and he's starting to push Noah out. Yeah, dude, you're alone right now. You're a bit careful here. So, camp is in. Exterminator is a level 1 talent on Jimmy. Talk about Jimmy. Well, he is not part of that bottom fight, but Greymane is, and he nearly went down, but got saved by Porky. Good old grandma is just getting one hit in after another, getting those healing darts connected. Level 4 is ready, and we're going to soon look at the first objective. But look at the pressure here. The bot lane is getting murdered more or less by the red team. I mean, they're doing just extremely well. Then you look up to the top, and there's not really a big effect on the red team's side. I mean, you would expect more or less a bit of a trade. So there is a slight advantage now for Team ReGen. Is that going to be enough for them to actually win the game? That's another question. I want to also throw it out again that the losing team is actually not out of the tournament. We have a double elimination system here, so there is a loser bracket. Whoever falls in this particular contest has a chance to make it through after all. The Flyest Raven tries to fly away and escapes. That was a bit close though. So thank God for Wind Fury. That helped him to escape here for sure. And they're still murdering the top lane. All of a sudden, Team ReGen's rotations are just much cleaner. They're pretty crisp as they are going from one lane to another and starting to take all of this down. So, well, nicely done by them. Here comes another quick setup as they are jumping in on Troy, trying to get the kill. Greymane! And he gets out. The wolf gets away. Look at this. The Immortal is up and everybody's like, fuck the Immortal. Let's go, boys. It's brawl time. Full on aggression here. Okay, 6 against 5 on the level count. Can Reyna make it towards the Immortal and finally get some value out of the Exterminator? That's one question. Bot lane, that's another camp that has to be taken down eventually. Greymane is currently on the point and so is Sonya. The two of them slamming away. But up here, yeah, that's where Jimmy comes in. Trying to take the damage in as quick. Oh, that's a stun. Yeah, we saw that. That's the moment when you hope that nobody actually... 2 in a row, baby! 2 in a row! And the stun, and that's a kill. Nice! Yeah, we saw that, baby. Okay. I mean, let's give the man some credit. There was a little bit of an oil spill too, so that's a bit slippery. You don't have the same footing, you know, so it can be dicey. Nearly even points as the two Immortals exchange positions. And who is going to take the first one? I mean, Blaze is still sitting at the top, trying to get level 7 for his team. They're close to it. So there we have it. That should allow them to make the play here. fun's already sitting tight. Mr. Choo Choo is on the way. The pain train is coming, baby. The pain train is coming. And it's hitting Uther, but he's still fine for now. The double support gives them the sustain. And they go for Jaina. Jaina down. The Ice Princess just thought a little bit. And over on the left side, Jimmy. And he does it. Honestly, Jimmy with Exterminator these days is just absolutely bonkers on this map. It's crazy how much damage he can do on the Immortal. Again, guys, if you play Jimmy on this map, in the past it was a little bit of a meme and not really taken too serious, but ever since Blizzard buffed Exterminator on Battlefield of Eternity, it's just the go-to talent, especially after they also started to nerf Ace in the Hole. So you should definitely pick that talent whenever you can. It is just absolutely mind-blowing how much damage you can get onto the Immortal if Inspire is on. Blaze is a bit trapped here, was trying to get a counter kill against Stukov. That wasn't the case. Yeah, it seems like not only the red team is fighting for the victory here, the blue team is going in for it too. Trying to make a bit of a play and break through the wall, which already was quite successful for them. So now the opportunity to take down the top fort. Uther against Thrall at the bottom of the map. Side lane Uther. We've seen this a few times already. The results were always pretty much the same. Spoiler alert, Uther got wrecked. Don't really think this is going to be a different story here. I mean, he's trying to do what he can, but he just doesn't have any wave clear to speak of, so that's pretty much a problem. Yeah, you can choo-choo all you want, baby, but unless you learn how to drive over those minions, it's not gonna happen. The other thing, though, is that ETC at the top lane goes down. Yes, Blaze comes in, and that's barbecue time. So already baking those burgers. How do you want your beef? Medium rare, thank you. Blaze comes in and immediately delivers. He is a hit at every barbecue, I can tell you. That man can throw barbecue like no other. But that's also nearly a kill against Ana, so whew, gotta be careful there. 9.5. Yeah, to level 10 is gonna be the next step for them. And off we go. Also on level 7 right now, Fuel the Rush. Interesting. Yeah, Fuel the Rush is actually coming in as a level 7 choice. It's actually playing around that a little bit. Cooldown reduction that we have for the Adrenaline Rush with this. Not something that you honestly see all that much, but with Exterminator as a level 1 talent, maybe a bit of a choice. And let's go. Bottom of the map, let's jump in. There's already a spin to win. A bit of a hit against the Khaldor here, but level 10 abilities are of course sweet and sexy. No stun on Uther, gets the Divine Shield in again. That Wolf is going to be happy about it. How much can they do? Can they actually go for this one even before? This one, I mean the fort. Doesn't seem like it. There's only a small lead. I mean, it might help them with a halftime show a little bit, but I think that's about it. Don't forget that the red team is ahead in experience, but behind in structures. And here's level 10 on both sides. Hyperion comes in. And also Thrall with the Earthquake. A little bit of a race to the halftime show, and it seems like the red team is going to win this one handily. Uther. Or Jimmy a little bit too late to really turn the tides of the battle there. Top lane is pushing. Camp is getting taken too. Blue team thinking about it, but not really moving in. And all of a sudden they got Jimmy where he wants to be. Again, you can't leave Jimmy there. It's too much. His talent is insane. Bot lane pushes heavily, by the way. That Shaman camp is getting value. Lockdown. And Stukov is... Oh my god, he actually escapes. Greymane is dead. Moshpit comes through. Divine Shield. And that's even... Oh, Sonya coming in hard. And she gets down, eliminated as well. 3 down, 4 down. The blue team. They watched a European Division S and they said, we've seen all these reverse sweep and we got only one thing to say about that. Fuck that. We're not gonna get reverse swept here. Yes, we were memeing around a little bit. We lost 2 in a row, but now it's time to end this charade and take Team ReGen down and send them to the lower bracket. It's not over yet though, so we'll see how exactly it pans out. For now, the blue team walks away with the lead thanks to the extra kills that they got, and it's the big Immortal that's pushing the bot lane now. But we've seen some insane turnarounds in this series, and in this tournament too, so we should probably not count Team ReGen out just yet, but they definitely need to get a bit of a win here. The Wolf is already going in deep, but there's a slide! Nice! Cleanse comes through, the Hand of Freedom, giving them a bit of a chance there. Okay, there comes the push. And the spear is missing. Noah is still in the middle of them, trying to get the spin to win. Gets stunned out. Water Elemental. And Sonya is down. Alright, so much for Mom Spaghetti. Eminem is eliminated. And if you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, then look at the Sonya portrait and think about Eminem and orange wig for just a second. Either way, 7 kills against 4. Level 13 talents are close, and now that they destroyed the fort, they're going in for the keep. Starting to move their way over, trying to get the talent advantage. Could possibly push this even further, but Sonya is back to business right now. Yeah, this is starting to become nasty. Look at this. They turn it. They get chased, they turn it, and Uther is dead immediately. They come in and they set fire to his beard, and he goes down in flames. Uther down, 13 talents in, virulent reaction, and off we go. A chance to take the fort down. Maybe even another kill. Party time, baby! And that wolf wants to dance. But ETC, can he actually survive this? And the answer is no. They got the kill on the other hand against Greymane, but can there be a counter kill? Yes! That's exactly what the red team needed. Kills, kills, kills! But they lose Sonya. The ice block denies the kill against Jaina, and that's Blaze there too. Ooh, alright. They still have a couple of heroes around here. 14 against 12, 11 kills against 6. The keep in play. Yeah, it's a bit rough. Red team is not out yet. 13 talents are ready for them, so they have a chance there. Push through the top. Guys, I have no idea who's going to win this. The lead clearly goes to the blue team at this point. But with just one good team fight and the one immortal in the later stages of the game, the situation could be equalized by Team ReGen pretty nicely. Last minute sweep so far is doing well, but ooh, it's tough. Game number 5, final map. One mistake and you are out. And a good engagement, of course, with the Divine Shield on Greymane might even give them a kill. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, Admiral Akbar has already made a judgment. It's a trap! But Greymane Blaze a little bit too trigger happy as he tried to go in. That could have been a kill. Sonya all the way up at the front. Immortal is up. Cam taken top side. Nothing else has been claimed yet. And still the opportunity for maybe another kill here. Over to the left. Blue team trying to hold the position. Top lane pushing against the red team. Level 15. Red needs to be aggressive. They can't waste too much time. Here's the aggression for Jimmy, but he survives. Divine Shield on Uther? What? Did he just fat finger his ult, or what exactly happened there? Full HP Uther Divine Shields himself? I'm not quite sure what exactly happened with this. That was a little bit awkward, but alright. Maybe I missed something. Probably did. Noah at the top, still going for the spin to win over here. Trying to defend all of this, but the blue team takes as an invitation to start the push, and they jump in for it right away. So they're going in as we speak already. The little bit of a setup here. Nice slow, but no immortal stun. Greymane comes in from the side. Greymane looks for Jimmy, and yeah, can't really go in just yet. The double support actually hasn't really helped them a lot with the sustain so far in this. But off we go. So, there's the setup once again. We already have the slide through. Party time! Greymane might be in trouble. There's also the blizzard damage. ETC only takes the target out of the fight for a few seconds. There was no follow-up on his mosh pit, but it looks like Blaze might go down. He turns around for the stun to prevent the worst, but ETC is not going to fall to this, is he now? Instead, we see Greymane taken down. Bot lane is suffering as the keep is very likely going to be taken apart. And yes, the destruction is right there. It's a disaster for Team ReGen up to this point. Level 16 talents are ready for the blue team. 13 kills to 6 up at the top. They might lose a fort, but who gives a shit? They are definitely en route to blur through those keeps, and they are taking the immortal hit points down. They go through that bastard like hot butter through cheese, easily taking hit point after hit point away here. And now it's time to shine at the top lane. Immortal is going to travel there. Even Jaina moved in to take that wave down, make sure that the fort doesn't fall either. And off we go. In we jump, top side. This is the big problem right now, and it's a problem for Team ReGen, seriously. I mean, these bad boys were actually able to win 2 games in a row, force game number 5, and right now they are just getting slapped around the entire time here. Not really what they were hoping for, but the slaps, they keep coming. They just keep coming. And I come back to Infernal Shrines again. Just imagine for seconds if they didn't throw Infernal Shrines the way they did. They would already be victorious in this series. But as it stands, there is a chance that they're going to lose out on this one. And here comes the Immortal. Bot lane keep is already gone. Divine Shield on Uther once again. He's drunk. Uther's drunk. Uther is definitely drunk. That's the second time now already. So off we go. Stukov has given him a little bit of vodka, I'm sure of it. In comes the kill, Sonya goes down, and they're trying to turn it onto Blaze. The silence is in, he doesn't stand a chance here. Bunker is already out, it's on cooldown, that's the double kill, that's the keep. Guys, this might just be the end of it. This might just be the end of it right here. Everybody is moving over to Uther, he dies too. Greymane is on the run, you can run, you can't hide, baby. And they might even get a kill there, but the Hyperion gets used. There's the party time, Granny has some sick moves, but she still goes down, and that is game! Last minute sweep takes the 3-2 victory over Team ReGen, ladies and gentlemen, in this best of 5 series in the winner bracket semi-final of Division S Season 2 North America. That's a mouthful, by the way. GG and well played.
Hey everybody, thank you very much for watching the video today. I hope that you guys had some fun with the coverage here. If you want to support me and my work, you can do so now for absolutely free, thanks to a continued partnership with Ray throughout the entire month of March. And I would really appreciate if you could just take a couple of minutes, jump down in the YouTube description, check the link out, download the game, and play through the 20-second tutorial that ends with the dragon fight. And if you do that, you support me directly, it would help me a lot, and I would really appreciate if you would take a few minutes to do that and support the channel here. Either way, I hope that you guys had a good day today, and see you guys soon on the channel here with more esports coverage on Khaldor TV. Bye bye.